like sugar? I love how sweet sugar tastes. I'm Mrs. DeFauw, and I'm excited to read and write with you today about a super sweet topic, sugar beets. Today, as we learn about sugar beets, we are going to think about our thinking as we read. This is called metacognition. Our purpose for reading today is to paraphrase what we learn. Paraphrase means to write about what you learn in your own words. We will also practice inserting direct quotes. Direct quotes are the author's actual words we want to use in our writing. When we read, we are learning, so we must use our metacognition. Ask yourself, does the text make sense? If the text doesn't make sense, a siren should go off in our heads that says, reread, reread. You need to stop and use your strategies to help decode and comprehend or understand challenging vocabulary. I will write a summary using paraphrases or my own words and quotes or the author's exact words. A summary includes the most important ideas from a text and connects its central ideas in a way that helps me better remember what I read. Since comprehension requires understanding vocabulary, let's talk about 4 vocabulary words in this passage: harvest, acres, facility, processing. Remember, we're learning about sugar beets. In this passage, harvest means to collect the sugar beets from the ground. An acre is a unit of measurement for land. Facilities are buildings, and processing is following steps to turn sugar beets into sugar. Now that we know some of the vocabulary, let's read the text. After reading, let me show you how to do this important work. First, I learned a lot from reading the source. But because I think some of these words might be challenging for us to read, even with our decoding strategies, I've rewritten parts of the text to help us comprehend it more easily. We need to understand what we are reading if we want to use the content or information in our writing. Let's read aloud the rewritten text to learn about the Michigan Sugar Company. I would love for you to read along with me. The farmers that make up the Michigan Sugar Company plant and harvest sugar beets. Each year, they grow about 4.5 million tons of sugar beets across 140,000 to 150,000 acres of land. The sugar beets are processed at factories in Bay City, Cairo, Croswell, and Sebewaing, and turned into 1.2 billion pounds of sugar. The Michigan Sugar Company impacts the economy. At the processing facilities, machines separate sugar from the beets. The extraction process involves washing, slicing, diffusion, filtration, crystallization, drying, and cooling. The sugar is packaged into bags and shipped to customers. Michigan Sugar Company is the 3rd largest of 8 sugar beet processing companies in the United States. Michigan is one of 11 states where sugar beets are grown. To make sure I understand, I will reread this passage and highlight key words and quotes. Rereading and highlighting text helps us as readers. I highlighted in yellow the following key points I want to paraphrase in my summary. Michigan Sugar Company, sugar beet farmers, 4.5 million tons, 140,000 to 150,000 acres, economy, separate sugar, packaged into bags, customers, 3rd largest company. I highlighted in green direct quotes I want to use because I don't think I can paraphrase them very well or put them into my own words. As a reader and a writer, now I need to write about my reading to show what I learned. I'm going to paraphrase some of the content into my own words. Also, I'm going to use direct quotes for 2 of the sentences. Let's read what I wrote. The Michigan Sugar Company has sugar beet farmers who grow 4.5 million tons of sugar beets every year across 140,000 to 150,000 acres. The farmers send the sugar beets to facilities. The sugar beets are processed at factories in Bay City, Cairo, Croswell, and Sebewaing and turned into 1.2 billion pounds of sugar. At the factories, sugar beets are separated into sugar. The extraction process involves washing, slicing, diffusion, filtration, crystallization, drying, and cooling. The farmers are important to Michigan's economy because customers buy the packaged sugar. Notice when I use quotation marks. If I am using the author's words exactly, I have to frame those words in quotation marks to show my reader that this is copy text, not paraphrase. What's the difference between paraphrasing and quoting? When we paraphrase, we rewrite what we read in our own words. I like to use a bulleted list of my own notes because if I rewrite while looking at my own notes, I don't copy the text. When we quote an author, we copy exactly what they wrote, and we put those words in quotation marks. Shout out if the example is a paraphrase or quote. Right, paraphrase. Yes, quote. How do you know? That's right, there are quotation marks. When we know more about a topic, we can write a summary about that topic based on what we read and understood using metacognition. Summaries include paraphrasing and direct quotes. Writing about our reading helps us learn. Readers and writers, we worked hard today, just like sugar beet farmers work very hard to bring sugar to our grocery stores.
Thank you for joining us. If you want more fun ways to practice literacy skills, don't forget to subscribe to the Michigan Learning Channel. And be sure to check the description below for links to activity guides, resources, and more.